3, 2, 1, bang.
Hi and welcome back to my Tricycle Life. So today, before I get too far into the video, I want to acknowledge that yes, I've been away for the holiday season. So let me give you a little explanation for that. So the way I do these videos, at least for now, I use my money out of pocket. So I had to make a choice, either do the holidays or put my money into making videos. And so I chose to do the holidays, and because to me, family comes first, and so that's what I chose. Like I said in the past, I don't do these videos for, strictly for likes, strictly to pat myself in the back. I do these videos to, give you, my viewer, the information that I know about tricycles and stuff like that. So, with that said, I had over the holiday weekend, or holiday months, I did come up with some ideas for future ideas. Plus, as you can see, I did a couple of changes to the shop, which behind me I found a website that does customized flags and other ways of doing advertisement, and so I got that behind me, and I added a lot of different lighting in my shop so you can see me better when I film, and I hope that makes my filming quality better in the shop wise. So going on to what I was saying about future videos, what I was thinking was to showcase specifically in the next couple of videos that our off-road tricycles, what they can really do. We know that they can do off-road stuff, which I showed you in a couple of videos before. But what I decided to do is to set them up for going fishing. Over my time off with the holidays, I came across a couple of different other YouTube channels that they do fishing, and it dawned on me that I personally live in an area that is highly known for fishing, hunting, and all the outdoor sports. And when I was younger, I did fish before. Unfortunately, because of at the time, I was just starting to walk. And to give more information about that, so at least starting at 5th grade, I just got a surgery done that would help me walk. Before then, because of my disability, I was pigeon-toed. I had my hamstrings behind my knees were tight, amongst other reasons to stop me from walking. I had this surgery, and I went into heavy physical therapy for 3 years. So, I was obviously transitioning from crawling still to walking, and I was trying to build my muscles to do that with too. Hence the physical therapy. So in that time frame, when my family would take me out fishing, mostly the situation was I would be put as close as to the water as possible. I would have a old school push button casting wheel and pull. The problem is I had to have a lot of help. And in turn, to the point where the wheel would get lots of bird's nest, rat's nest, whatever you want to call them, or say I lost my bait, I'd have to have help to put my bait on the hooks. And after a while, I was like, if I can't figure this out on my own, then what's the point of fishing? So I guess that's where I stopped. And through the changes of, maturing. So, go back to today. Like I said, over the holiday time off, I guess, I got turned on to fishing again. I found out that the technology, like with everything else, technology-wise and tools that the fishing that they have, I can possibly get back into fishing again. With that said, I did order a couple things for some ideas. So one of my questions to myself was, how do I go fishing by myself? And one of the ways I came up with was to modify our off-road trikes to hold on my gear. And one of the ways I did that, and got on Amazon and bought some fishing pole holders. These are plastic, hard plastic, and they're meant for a boat. And what I did was I went to my local hardware store and bought a 4-foot piece of metal, flat metal, and I sized it to the fishing pole holder. So as you can see, to mount this on the holder, and then we have on the back of the seat of our off-road trikes, we have some ball cage holders, or mounts. So I also measured the holes from those mounts, and I discovered that we could bolt our fishing pole holders behind the seat where the cage mounts are, and they actually hold fishing poles now. I will in the future give you a small video about how I did this, but yeah, that will be in the near future. I already have a new fishing pole. I use the brand Casting King. They're not the top brand ever. In the future, we might buy some Shimano gear. It depends on how far deep down the rabbit hole I want to go. But again, I think it'd be a good couple of videos if I show you, hey, if you are newly disabled for whatever reason, or say you were, before you were disabled, you were into fishing, outdoor stuff, and then you became disabled for whatever the situation might be, that hey, if you already have one of these bikes or an off-road trike, this, a small modification like this onto your trike, you can actually have your tricycle carry all your gear, because remember, we already discussed that these bikes can handle about a 300-pound payload, and minus the rider, it kind of factors in the rider. So I guess you take your weight and minus it from 300, and that's what the payload you have left. of what the bike is capable of. But we are gonna set both of the manual bike and the e-bike version up for fishing and kind of do a head-to-head. I don't think that neither of the bikes are a bad choice. I guess it all would depend on your own abilities and getting into an off-road trike or something. I would say perhaps do if you can afford it, obviously, go get a e-bike version of the off-road trike. That way, it's more, you'll have a more relaxing time and experience, a better experience. And then as you got your muscles built up, if you want more of a challenge, go ahead and trade it in for maybe a non-e-bike version of the same bike, or a different kind of e-bike. If you start out with a hub-driven motor, you might want to go with a mid-drive motor. Who knows? Again, it all depends on the question that you ask yourself. What do I need? What do I want the bike to do? Some of the other video ideas that I had so far, besides the fishing thing, is I've been thinking about starting a bike club. It'd be like non-profit. Since we have all these trikes in our stable, so to speak, I would like to go out in my community and start a non-profit. It's not. It wouldn't be exactly a bike club, but it would be something that would be able to allow people to get on a trike to ride and to test out if getting a trike of their own would be worth doing and something that they might enjoy. Plus, I was thinking about going to my local radio station and seeing if they want to do an interview with me, and so I can get the word out. Hey, I might be looking into also purchasing old tricycles or recumbents, and perhaps using those to have people ride them, and then they would express to me on the things that they like about the bike and don't like about the bike, and maybe I can change those things that they don't like about the bike and modify the bike for them, and have them ride it for a couple times, and maybe say after 3 or 4 times that we kind of iron out the bugs out of the bike and make the bike more fit for them, that perhaps I would say, hey, now that we modified the bike for you, is this worth to you? And if they say $100 or perhaps $200, I would say, or whatever they can afford, so they can purchase that bike after all the modifications with it, and they can start getting being more independent for themselves and stuff like that. So that's something that I would like to work on. The reason being is because I noticed in my area where I live, there's a lot of disabled people, and I know that since I got into tricycles myself, that the amount of freedom that I received by riding my trike and learning how to modify it to suit my needs, that I knew how possible it was to do. Through the years, I rode so many different trikes, so many different designs that give some people a jump start on, if they ever thought, well, I would like to get out more, I would like to do more stuff, I just don't know how, and I'm on a budget, and I don't know where to put my money into. And that's another thing, is even when I first started, I barely could afford a $400 trike. And what $400 got me at the time was a traditional, what we call a granny style trike, which is a trike that has two wheels in the back, one in the front, and it had a basket on the back. It was basically designed for grocery getting. It wasn't designed to go fast. It wasn't, efficient at all. But that's what I could afford, really. And even then, I had to pay off on a layaway plan. So that's where I started. And after I got the bike, I started to ask questions a lot so I could modify it, because there was a lot of things going on that, for example, like I said before, I was just getting into walking at the time. And actually, about the time I got my first trike that I bought for myself, I was already walking, but I wanted to get more exercise, so that's why I looked into the trike, and discovered that at the time there wasn't a lot to choose from as we have today. Basically, it was just, like I said, the granny style trike. So, I figured something was better than nothing. So again, I bought the trike. I started to modify the handlebars, the front end. I put shocks on it, different gearing to make it go faster. What ended up happening to it is I bent the frame in the first month because I was pushing so hard with my upper body, the handlebars towards me, and I actually bent the frame, but I had the frame straightened back out, and I had to weld a bar, like a top bar, so the frame wouldn't bend back. And I continued to ride it for at least, I would say, about 2 or 3 years. And as I was pushing it to go faster and perform better, I would end up crashing that bike at least once a week. So you can imagine my elbows and my knees were skinned up a lot. I would get a lot of sow sores. I don't know, those of you that know what I mean by sow sores, so obviously say no more. But those of you that don't, get blisters where blisters shouldn't be. With that bike, I ended up riding that bike at least, I would say, 14, 15 miles a day, because I got into riding and I got into exercising, and obviously I got stronger and better at it. I basically overgrew that bike very fast, and it wasn't until, I would say, mid 2000s that I saw someone that had a recumbent tricycle, and they kind of destroyed it in a way that they let other people ride it. The person that had it no longer could write because of it, and didn't want to put the time and money into fixing it, so he parked it. And after about a year of bugging him, and he sold it to me, and I fixed it up, and that was my gateway to incumbents. So I'm sorry for this video, a little bit rambling on. I just wanted to share one of my personal background with trikes. But again, it all goes down to, I just wanted to let you know that I'm still here. I'm, like I said, I'm in the process of modifying the off-road bikes to go fishing, to do more outdoor stuff, and my plans in the future with, helping my community, getting into tricycle riding themselves. I don't know how far that's gonna go, or if it's gonna go anywhere, but I want to try it. It's just, I have all this tricycle knowledge, and I would like to share that knowledge. My goal is to get at least 5 people on a bike of their own that they don't have to give an arm and a leg for, because I went down that road before, and it kind of sucked. And I done a lot of trials and tribulations with trikes, and amongst other things, and I learned a lot for it. I would like to give someone a head start, and helping someone to get straight to enjoying the tricycle and rides and stuff like that. So, if you want to see more of that, comment down below. Let me know what you think about all these ideas. And like I said, I didn't go nowhere. I just had to decide to put my money into the holidays for a while. Like I said before, I'm not getting any income with video recording yet. I would like to. I'm trying to figure out ways doing that where I can put money into the videos all year round without any interruption. But for now, when important holiday rolls around and I need to put money into that, I'm going to. I'm not gonna think twice about that. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. What to look forward to. Like I said, I've been trying to make the shop better for video recordings and for the winter season. Better advertisement behind me. Again, if you guys have any ideas, something you would like to see, or like for example, a tool that you want me to try out, or whatever the reason might be, comment down below. Let me know what you think. And like I said, I love doing these videos for you guys. It gives me something to do, and really, to be honest, doing these videos for you, it's kind of really helping me in get these last couple years. I've been in kind of a funk, but by doing these videos and stuff like this, really helps me to focus on other things than that. So thank you, and thank you for being patient with me through the holidays. And those of you that are wondering where I went, well, I kind of never left. It's just obviously has to do with income and where that goes to. But like I said, now that we are out of the holidays, so to speak, I'm gonna be making more videos, and like I said, more videos about fishing and showcasing what our off-road trucks can do, and if that's what you're interested in. So, obviously things to look forward to. Thank you for your time to watch this video, and until next time, forget your helmets, your water bottles, and have a good time out there with all your bike rides, and until next time, bye for now.